In previous class we discussing about introduction, principle, centrifuge rotors and high speed centrifuges. Today we discussing about ultracentrifugation and density gradient centrifugation. Ultracentrifugation. Ultracentrifuge is a sophisticated and advanced centrifuge that operates at an extremely high speed and separate smaller particles that cannot be separated from the traditional centrifuges. So ultracentrifugation is a sophisticated and highly advanced method. We can separate the sample with extremely high speed and separate smaller particles. Compared to high speed centrifugation, ultracentrifugation separates very tiny molecules. Next one is the speed of rotator in ultracentrifuge can ranges from 60,000 rpm to 1,50,000 rpm. So rpm means rounds per minute or resolution per minute. In high speed centrifugation, resolutions vary from 50,000 to 13,000, but in ultracentrifugation, resolution or rotations varies from 60,000 to 1,50,000. These are larger in size and can operate samples either in batches or as a continuous flow system. In high-speed centrifugation, all the samples are continuously flowed, but in ultracentrifugation, we can separate the samples into different batches or in a continuous flow system. Most ultracentrifuges are refrigerated in order to control the heat that might be generated due to excessive speed. So initially high speed centrifugation do not containing any refrigerator because rotations is very slow, that is ranges from 50,000 to 30,000 only, but in ultracentrifugation rotation speed is very high that generate extensive heat in the machine. So ultracentrifugation machine containing a refrigerator to control the heat within the machine. So next one is types of ultracentrifuges. Based on the application and purpose, ultracentrifuges are classified into two types: analytical ultracentrifuge and preparative ultracentrifuge. Analytical ultracentrifuge. Analytical ultracentrifugation is a versatile and robust method for quantitative analysis of macromolecules in solution and used for analysis of various particles present in the sample. So analytical ultracentrifugation is a qualitative method of ultracentrifugation. So next, the ultracentrifuge have detection system to monitor the spinning and position of particles in real time to determine the sedimentation coefficient that added in the analysis of particle based on shape, size and masses. Next, analytical ultracentrifugation for the determination of the relative molecular masses of a macromolecules can be performed by sedimentation velocity approach or sedimentation equilibrium method. So initially analytical ultracentrifugation method determine the relative molecular mass of a macromolecule based on the velocity approaches methods or sedimentation equilibrium method. The sedimentation coefficient can be used to characterize changes in the size and shape of the macromolecules which changing experimental condition. So sedimentation coefficient can be used for characterizing change in the size and shape of the macromolecule. Next one is based on the position, the sedimentation coefficient can be determined which allow the determination of properties of different molecules. Next one is analytical ultracentrifuge is most commonly used for the determinations of properties of biomolecules like proteins and amino acids. So finally analytical ultracentrifugation is used to determine the properties of biomolecules. So biomolecules are proteins, amino acids or carbohydrate or some other lipid molecules. Next, preparative ultracentrifuge. Preparative ultracentrifuges are the centrifuges that are primarily used for isolation and separations of particles in a sample by process of centrifugation. So initially analytical ultracentrifugation used for the quantitative analysis of the samples, but preparative ultracentrifugation used for isolation and separation, that means qualitative analysis of the compound. Preparative ultracentrifuges can be operated for different types of centrifugation process like density gradient centrifugation, differential centrifugation and isopycnic condition. Next one, the particles in a samples are either separated on the basis of density and size. So in centrifugation method, that is preparative ultracentrifugation, particles are separated on the basis of density and sizes. Next, in differential centrifugation, however, the particles are separated by applying different speed of the rotors. Larger particles settle down under lower speed, while smaller particles require higher speed for separation. So, in preparative ultracentrifugation, what happened? Particles are separated on the basis of speed. When low speeds are applied, the higher particle or larger size particle settle down the centrifugation tube. Then higher speed is applied, the lower size particles placed above the higher of the larger size particles in the centrifugation tube. Next, because particles are separated on the basis of density and size, preparative ultracentrifuges are used for determinations of density and size of the different particles. So finally, preparative ultracentrifugation method is used for the determinations of macromolecular density along with the size of the samples or particles. Next one is uses of ultracentrifugation. First, preparative ultracentrifugation are used in biology at pellet fractions of cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosome and even viruses. So initially preparative ultracentrifugation used for the pelleting fractions of cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosome, chloroplast, even in some virus cells. Next one is density gradient centrifugation, used cilium salt gradients for separation of nucleic acids and DNA particle. So initially density gradient centrifugation method used cilium gradients for the separations of nucleic acids and RNA particles. Next use is analytical ultracentrifuge allow the detection and characterization of macromolecules, conformational changes due to change in pH, temperature and other environmental factors. So analytical centrifugation method is helpful for the study of characterization of macromolecule. So because characters are vary from different pH, temperature and other environmental condition. So next use of analytical ultracentrifugation is determination of stereochemistry of various macromolecules like molecular mass and size. Based on the analytical ultracentrifugation, we can determine the stereochemistry of different biomolecules. Next use, analytical ultracentrifuges are helpful to differentiate between assembly and disassembly of various biomolecules. Based on the analytical ultracentrifugation, we can differentiate the different biomolecules based on the size or density. Next use, ultracentrifuges are used for in determinations of density of various macromolecules. The final use is purifications of various biological crude extract, that is common use for centrifugation method, that is purifications of the various biological component. So last one is density gradient centrifugation. Density gradient centrifugation is used to separate macromolecules that differ only slightly in size and density. In zonal centrifugation, the samples being separated is placed in top of the centrifugation solution as a thin layer. During centrifugation, the particles move through the solution due to their greater density. The rate of movement basically depending on their molecular masses. Centrifugation stops before the particle reaches the bottom of the tube. During centrifugation, the centrifugation, density gradient centrifugation. Density gradient centrifugation is used to separate macromolecules that differ only slightly in size and density. In zonal centrifugation, the samples being separated and placed on top of the centrifugation solution as a thin layer. During centrifugation, the particles move through the solution due to their greater density. The rate of movement basically depending on their molecular masses. Centrifugation stops before the particle reaches the bottom of the tube. During centrifugation, the solution tube is stabilized in the tube by density gradient. These consist of solutions of carbohydrates or colloidal silica gel, the concentration of which increasing from surface of the tube to the bottom. Density gradient prevent the formation of convection current, which would impair the separations of particles. Centrifugation stop once equilibrium has been reached. The samples are obtained by fractions and their concentration is measured using the appropriate methods. Last one, conclusion. The centrifugation is a modern and easy technique of separation and sedimentation on the basis of shape, size, density of macromolecules and other particles. So finally, centrifugation method is a modern and easy technique for the separations of the components on the basis of shape, size and density of macromolecules. Mainly during the centrifugation technology or centrifugation method, particles are separated on the basis of size and density. Next, in centrifugation, there are different types of forces are used. So different kinds of forces are used in the centrifugation methods. First one is centrifugal force, next one is gravitational force, and last one is centripetal force. And also different types of routers are used, that is swinging bucket routers or horizontal router, fixed angle routers and vertical routers at different RPM. So RPM means resolution per minute or rounds per minutes. Thank you.